Hi everyone, it's Mark, the Red Cornish Ranger. Excuse the tired and grizzled look. I'm not as good as, and I'm not going to slap a filter on because I don't slap a filter on. We'll come to that in a minute. So, I thought I'd do a little reaction video to a reaction video that Beauty Baby Yaga did for my stories, Tales of the Ranger Council. I thought it'd just be a bit of fun to actually react to her reaction. I've done this now. I've got the dual cameras. As you can see, there we go. I'll put it there. She's like, help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only hope. Let's go the other way. There we go. That's better. Right, so let's start this then. As you can tell, it is a short, and yes, I'm doing this on my crappy old laptop.
I would like to recommend Tales of the Ranger Council. I just listened to episode 5 on YouTube. Don't ask why I started on episode 5. It was the episode that was recommended to me.
So, I'll start there. The reason I recommended that episode to her was because I know how much she likes deep diving into Power Ranger episodes. And she does a lot of deep dives. Go check her channel out. The number of contents that she has, which are, let's say, deep diving into Power Ranger episodes themselves and Power Ranger lore, it's just wonderful. And for me, Tales of the Ranger Council episode 5, Time for the Truth, I think it's one of the best episodes I've actually written, but as well, it is a deep dive into the actual events of Time Force, which we'll get to.
So, I just wasn't really feeling it today, and I thought, oh, I'll put on a filter. People do that all the time. And, like, if you're having a no makeup day and you just want to slap on a filter, you go for it. Let it fly. It really doesn't work for me. It's creepy. The YouTube channel is The Adventures of the Red Cornish Ranger and UV20. You may know the...
So the UV20 stands for Universe 20, because that is the home universe of the Red Cornish Ranger. Obviously, he is, though, a multiversal traveller, but his home universe is Universe 20, and the majority of the Tales of the Ranger Council episodes happen on Universe 20.
Red Cornish Ranger from TikTok. He has this super dope OC with the Cornish flag right there. I looked up the Cornish flag for reference because I wanted to know if it had any red in it, and it doesn't. And so this makes a lot more sense now. It's the Red Cornish Ranger. But if I found the wrong flag, I'm really sorry, Mark.
No, you didn't find the wrong flag. That is the correct flag. The St. Piran's flag, which is the Cornish flag. It's not used much around here. We do have it outside the Cornwall Council House, and there is a few other places we are allowed to fly it if we want to. I have it for my cape, and obviously I've got it on my shield and my helmet, and it's part of my heritage, and that's why I have it pretty much all over all of my OCs. You know, you look at the Red Cornish Ranger, the Kerno Lorian. His name is Kerno, which is Cornish for Cornwall. So essentially I'm calling him the Cornwall Lorian, but Kerno Lorian sounds a lot better. You also check out my White Tiger Kerno Lorian, and you'll notice he has the Cornish flag on his back. But let's carry on.
I'm bad at the internet. So, I mean, spoilers. Either go listen to it or stay, because I'm going to talk about the plot. Episode 5 follows the adventures of Alex Drake, which, how many people knew Alex's last name was Drake? Just show of hands. So I thought it was a really interesting concept because he's on a secret mission to correct the time stream that the rest of the team don't know about, and he knows they have to travel back to the year 2001 in order for events to go the right way. And I was like, ooh, this is great. We got like multiple things going on. We can see it from his perspective of like, he secretly knew what was going to happen. But when we watched Time Force, we didn't know that he knew what was going to happen. Except then I got kind of bummed halfway through because I hate Alex, and I think he's a manipulative douchebag, and that he's only a hero when everything's going his way, and then he becomes all weird and toxic as soon as there's someone else getting the limelight. So I was like, in this story, Alex is like the silent hero who's secretly suffering and like bearing the weight of the world, and I was like, I don't want him to have that. I don't want him to have those accolades. And then we kind of got into like he's lying to everyone and manipulating them, and yeah, he's doing it to correct the time stream. But that did make me feel a little bit better because I was like, okay, well, he's still kind of a prick. And on the
You see, that's precisely what I wanted to do. That was the whole idea of it. Because, like she said, throughout the whole series of Time Force, Alex he is a prick, you know. You learn to hate him. And the idea of that was probably so that you liked Wes, because the two of them looked alike. But I just thought to myself, you know, well, what if it was all planned? What if he knew everything that was going to happen, or he had to make sure that everything happened the way it did? That includes Jen and the others going back to 2001. And the fact that Wes gets the Morpher. The fact that even Eric becomes the Quantum Ranger. What was it? What if all of this was planned? And that's the idea of this episode. It is a what if.
The subject of Alex's last name. Trip does not have a last name in the show, but he does have this, and it was used in this audio drama, and I have no idea where this came from, so...
Neither do I, to be honest. I found it on Ranger Wikipedia. I found all the names on Ranger Wikipedia, and I thought it'd be a good thing, because in the military, how many times do you see them using their first names? They don't. They don't say, oh, Officer Trip. It's always the last name, isn't it? And it just made sense that when the captain reports that they'd gone back in time, that's what they would do. They would report and say, you know, Riggs, so-and-so and so-and-so, Scott. I forget all the names, but interesting fact, I believe the Yellow Ranger was actually called Kendall. Last name was Kendall.
As far as I can tell, this is not a comic book thing. I don't know if it's like a fan series. Is it from Shattered Grid? Does Trip have a last name in Shattered Grid? Like, please help me. I'm gonna put an honest effort forward to remember Trip's name from here on out. Also, I don't know why I was surprised when Doctor Who showed up, because it just makes sense. Doctor Who, Time Force, Time Lord, Time Rangers, you know, like it meshes. And I mean, this is Mark we're talking about, so of course Doctor Who was gonna show up.
She makes me sound like a one-trip character. There is a reason, though, the Doctor turns up. Because I am planning. So there is going to be... The Doctor is going to appear more in my Universe 20. That's all I'm going to say for now.
Anyway, it left me wanting, because, like, I want to know what his suit's going to look like when he finally morphs, not as the Time Force Red Ranger. I want to know who the villain is, like, who's messing up the time stream. So I'm going to have to keep up with this, and you should too. Follow the Red Cornish Ranger.
Well, if I'm honest, I hadn't actually thought about where I'm going to take this storyline. But that doesn't mean I'm not going to. Because the idea of Tales of the Ranger Council is they are kind of one-shots. But there is an underlying storyline there as well. So, you know, who knows what's going to come in the future. So there we are. There's my reaction to that. And I'm glad she enjoyed it. I really am glad she enjoyed it. And you should all go check out Tales of the Ranger Council. It is a brilliant storyline. Like I say, they are one-shots, but there is an underlying storyline going on as well, which will become clear in future episodes. So stay tuned and go check it out.